As usual, I began by enhancing the pencil sketch with thinned down burnt umber to ensure the lines wouldn't dissolve into the paint once I started working on the surrounding areas. I would describe the surroundings as a desert-like setting with trees in the background, scattered peppers on the ground, and patches of dry grass. Here I was painting the sky in the background first, intending to layer the trees on top so the sky would peek through the foliage. I used phthalo blue with plenty of white mixed with manganese blue hue to create a light blue for the sky. Getting the exact shade wasn't crucial as the sky would just peek through the foliage, so I was just improvising. At this point, I was just laying down the first layer of paint. I know there would be several more layers to follow. The first layer of paint was always done with paint thinner only to keep it as thin as possible, making it smooth and easy to layer on top. I used earthy tones to paint some rocks on the left side of the canvas. The colors I chose were burnt umber, ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, raw sienna, burnt sienna, and white. I combined burnt umber, ultramarine blue, raw sienna, burnt sienna, white, and yellow ochre to create a rich brownish color for the tree branches. The tree branches on the middle of the canvas are lighter due to the increased light in that area, so I added more white and yellow ochre to brighten them further. I wanted to finish the ground first because it was a completely different area. This way, while waiting for it to dry, I could work on the upper part of the background. I used paint spray to fill in the background. medium gray, light gray, and cool gray separately to create a more even surface. I aim to create the illusion of a pepper-strewn ground. The foliage on the far left was in the shade, so I wanted to create a cool green hue by mixing phthalo green, cadmium yellow light, and alizarin crimson permanent for the shadow. For highlighting, I mixed phthalo green with cadmium yellow light and white. For further highlighting, I simply added more white and cadmium yellow light to the highlight mixture. The foliage in the middle and on the right side of the canvas received a lot of light, so I aim to create a warmer green for those areas. I mixed sap green with cadmium yellow light to create the shade for those areas. For the highlights, I added more yellow and white to the mixture. I also needed to create more branches for the trees in the lower part of the background. Similarly, I added more foliage to the lower background. The foliage here was darker with a lower value compared to the ones above. I used a darker green mix from phthalo green and alizarin crimson permanent for shading. For the highlights, I used phthalo green mixed with cadmium yellow light and white. I began working on the focal point of the painting, the coyote. For the first coat of paint, I used paint thinner to lay out the shading and highlighting for the coyote. The coyote's fur consists of four main shades: grayish, yellowish, reddish, and white. I decided to work on the tail first, so it would be out of the way while waiting for the underpainting of the face and body to dry. I used raw umber, yellow ochre, and white to create contrast for the fur. I used warm whites for the fluffy fur inside the ears. For the face, I alternated between raw umber, warm white, and raw sienna. Since the paint was quite wet, it was challenging to create highlights. So I focused on applying the base color, planning to add the highlights later once the paint dried. At that moment, I felt quite discouraged looking at the face because the value was much darker than I had planned. The wet paint made it difficult to discern on the colors, and I felt like there was nothing more I could do at that point. I moved on to the fur in the neck area, which was fairly straightforward. The fur was primarily light gray or white, but I added a touch of raw sienna and raw umber near the face. The four main colors I plan to use for the body were raw umber, raw sienna, burnt sienna, and warm white. Using a small round brush, I alternated between light and dark colors for the body. Moving on to the legs, the hind legs had a reddish-orange color. I thought that burnt sienna or a mixture of burnt sienna and raw sienna would be perfect for this. The paint on the face had dried, not completely but likely enough, so I wanted to add highlights using warm white and raw sienna. the eyes, I use a mixture of cadmium yellow light, raw sienna, and cadmium chartreuse. I also apply another coat of color to the body fur. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. At this stage, I felt a sense of relief that things were looking out as I had hoped. Earlier, when the paint was wet and the colors looked muddy with low value, I had felt quite anxious about how to resolve those issues. I wanted to add another final touch of highlight to the background using sap green, cadmium yellow light, and plenty of white. Let's take a look at the finished painting. Thank you for watching.